Coming up on today's News Valdosta, city police foil an attempt to rob a curb market.
And shooting a movie in Jessup, Georgia leads to the death of a young woman on location.
We'll have these stories and more. Your News Valdosta starts now.
Welcome back to News Valdosta. I'm Zach Saxon.
And I'm Taylor Williams. Two women are in jail today following a failed robbery attempt at a local convenience store. Early Sunday morning, police say 39-year-old Lakeisha Stewart and 17-year-old LaMarian Baker walked into Flash Foods on North St. Augustine Road and demanded money from the clerk. Afterwards, the two women allegedly ran out of the store and into a getaway car. A short time later, officials say they attempted to pull the car over, but the driver of the vehicle refused.
And a chase ended with the driver of the getaway vehicle crashing into a fence of the intersection of Northside Drive and J.C. Shack Road. In a last-ditch effort to evade police, the two women reportedly fled the car by foot, but it did not take the officers long to catch up with them. Both were charged with obstruction of an officer and robbery and are currently awaiting trial in Lowndes County Jail.
Jobs usually entitle workers to be paid only when the hours have been worked, which means showing up when scheduled. At Thursday night's Valdosta City Council meeting, Councilman Robert Post proposed an ordinance that would link the pay of city council members to their attendance. Yost was met with disagreement from other members who did not agree with the proposed ordinance, saying that time put on the job outside of meetings should be counted as well. The council will meet again on March 4th to see if the item will be discussed.
A woman is dead following a collision between a train and a film crew who were using train tracks in Jessup, Georgia. The group was shooting the first day of Greg Allman's biopic Midnight Rider, and they were on the train tracks owned by CSX Railroad when the freight train came through on its scheduled route and hit the crew. The crew had received permission to shoot on the property but did not get permission to film on the tracks. They told investigators they were unaware of the time the train was scheduled to come through when the incident occurred.
The accident resulted in the death of 27-year-old Sarah Elizabeth Jones, who also worked on the set of Army Wives. Reports say there were 7 other non-fatal injuries as well. Officials say trespassing on a railroad is illegal under Georgia law, so the crew could possibly be looking at a misdemeanor charge.
And Valdosta police are still searching for Eric Bernard Davis, 28 years old of Valdosta, who robbed BB&T Bank on North Ashley Street this past Valentine's Day. Police say Davis walked into the bank, gave the teller a note demanding money, and once given an unknown amount of money, he allegedly ran out of the bank and appeared to continue north. There were no injuries to any bystanders during the incident. Police ask anyone who has any information regarding Davis's whereabouts to contact Valdosta police.
A Cordele woman is being charged with 2 felony counts of giving false information to a government entity and 1 count of filing a false report of a crime. Earlier this fall, Jan Michelle Smith filed an assault claim against her previous Harvey supermarket food employer. Shortly after filing the harassment claim, she also applied for workers' compensation towards the market's insurance carrier. Officials say her reasoning was that she was supposedly injured during the assault. Her employer denied the accusations, and after vigorous research, county officials concluded that Smith had fabricated the entire event. That remains to be decided in court.
When we come back, a Georgia Republican riles up members of his party.
And Wiregrass Tech hold a summit of local leaders. Stay with us.
I got my MBA online at VSU. As a working mom who travels on business, I needed an MBA program that fit my schedule and allowed me to balance both my work and home life. VSU's Web MBA was perfect. I was able to spend time with my family in the evenings and then complete my assignments. My MBA is one of my greatest accomplishments. It was hard work, but I would do it again in a heartbeat. Don't wait. Start your MBA today.
There are a million places you'd never consider texting. So why would you do it while driving? Leave risky driving to the professionals. Stop the texts, and together we can stop the wrecks.
Welcome back to News Valdosta.
Republicans in Georgia's House of Representatives usually don't publicly attack one another. But that wasn't the case Friday when House members piled on Representative Sam Moore of Cherokee County. Moore took office just last week following a special election, and one of his first official acts was to introduce a bill that would have repealed restrictions on sex offenders loitering at schools and child daycare facilities. Moore said his intent as to rid the state of vague anti-loitering laws, but that explanation didn't satisfy about a dozen other Republican lawmakers who took the floor to denounce the bill.
House Rules Committee Chairman John Meadows says the state should be embarrassed that anyone would entertain such a proposal, while Majority Whip Matt Ramsey said the bill was ill-conceived and was a threat to the safety of children. Following the criticism, Moore said it was the worst thing he had seen in his entire career, but this was an election year and that he understands.
Georgia's Babies Can't Wait program, also known as BCW, is an early intervention system for infants and toddlers with special needs and their families. The program is inviting interested persons to participate in a 60-day public comment period for the federal fiscal year 2014 annual state application. Comments will be received until April 17th.
And Wiregrass Community College held a summit conference of area leaders last week. For more information about the meeting, we're going to turn to News Valdosta reporter Bana Konate. Bana?
I'm Bana Konate reporting live here in Wiregrass Georgia Technical College at the gathering of the Eagles Leadership Symposium, which is sponsored by Valdosta State University and CJB Industries. This program is designed to help all businesses and industries stand out. This year makes it 8 years that the Wiregrass Georgia Technical College in Valdosta, Georgia, is hosting the Eagles Leadership Symposium. The two guest speakers for this year's symposium features Bill Boggs, a 4-time Emmy Award-winning talk show host, and Billy S. Whelan, who is the president of Southern Association of Colleges and Schools. Dr. Whelan highlighted that in the field of business, always take the blame and give your staff the credit.
Give your staff the credit, but you take the blame. This is most important during General Assembly time, during your evaluation time, whatever it is, when you're meeting with your customers as to something that happened. I always counsel my presidents to say, when you have bad news to deliver, do not send your PR person out there, do not send your director of institutional advancement, you go deliver the bad news.
Mayor of Valdosta, John Gale, tell us what he feels he accomplished as a mayor.
One of the accomplishments I feel I've made as mayor is I have made inroads and better relations between our city and the county, and we're still working on that. Chairman Slaughter and I agree on this, and we agree that we all live in Lowndes County and that we've got to do a better job of getting along. But there's still some things that I want to see, and I want to see Valdosta become known throughout the state as not just tied to town of Wintersville, but a town that is known.
According to Wiregrass Technical College, the gathering of the Eagles provide valuable services to businesses and industries, and in addition to that, serve as a fundraiser for the Wiregrass College Foundation. Once again, for your News Valdosta, I am Bana Konate.
Are you planning to attend this year's Valdosta Lowndes County Azalea Festival? The annual festival is only a couple weeks away and promises more than just pretty flowers. It's scheduled for March 8th and 9th in Drexel Park, just across from the street from Valdosta State University and Cleveland Field of Blazemore Hyder Stadium. Organizers say they'll have frisbee chasing dogs, a classic car and cycle show, and activities from Wild Adventures. And they say they'll have a new attraction, the Paul Bunyan Lumberjack Show. Rounding out the show will be a 5K foot race, a Humane Society pet contest, and appearances by area bands. So mark your calendars for March 8th and 9th.
Lowndes High School's Future Business Leaders of America returned home this past Friday from their regional leadership conference at Ware County High School, where they brought back 16 wins in various contests. After taking home multiple victories last week, the students are now preparing for state-level competition, which is scheduled for Atlanta in early March. Following the state contest, the top 2 students will advance to the national competition in Nashville, Tennessee this June.
Up next on News Valdosta, a bill in the legislature could help you turn warm sunshine into hard, cold cash.
More on that when we come back. Stay with us.
Thanks for calling the GED Pep Talk Center. Jerry Stiller speaking. Your level 7 in-your-face pep talk.
I can keep pushing you. Believe me, I'm good at it. But at some point, you're going to need to start pushing yourself.
See, once you've got your GED diploma, you'll feel so good about yourself.
You tell them. You can't change your past, but you can definitely change your future.
That makes me so happy, I'm ready to bust out a dance.
Mr. Trejo, can I transfer this guy to you? My gentle technique isn't really working. You need something a little more
persuasive.
Yes.
You listen, and you listen good.
Hey, where's my sandwich? Terry? Terry!
Take it from me, the King DMC. It's a real cool thing to get your GED.
Get that diploma!
Now hold on and we'll find you free GED classes. Capiche?
Whatever motivation you need, we've got a pep talk for you. Get your GED pep talk and find free classes at yourged.org.
Welcome back to News Valdosta.
Yesterday was pretty cloudy, but we seem to be coming out of winter and about to go directly into summer. And that means we've had some very intense summer days lately and can expect a lot more. Well, now a bill in the Georgia legislature just might help you cash in on all that sunshine. Current law requires state electricity customers to buy their energy from traditional electric power companies. This new bill would let emerging companies compete with the established energy producers by leasing solar panels to consumers. The bill would also allow those startup companies to sell solar energy to other customers as well. That could lead to lower bills for us, but analysts say it might hurt us in the long run by weakening the current dependable power monopoly in the state.
We didn't see much sunny weather yesterday, just a lot of clouds and rain, but is it going to stay that way? We're going to check in with our weather anchor, Bonna Conte, to see what she has to say about it. Bonna?
Thanks, Zach. It has been warm throughout Georgia this weekend. We saw most people outdoor in their summer outfit, and even though yesterday was mostly rainy, it's still very warm for this time of the year. But today's temperature will be much warmer than yesterday. We are looking at the high of 79 degrees with sunny skies. So you ladies can put on those cute bathing suits that you love and go have fun at the pool. Tonight, it will be good to throw on a light jacket because we're looking at a low of 58 degrees, mostly cloudy skies and 20% chance of rain. So for those of you going out this evening, keep your umbrellas handy. Tomorrow, it's going to be even warmer than today. We're looking at a high of 82 degrees and 20% chance of rain. The sun will rise at 7 o'clock and moon will set at 2:43 in the afternoon. Tomorrow's low is expected to be at 59 degrees. Now let's take a look at the UV index. Today's UV index will be moderate at 4, so you should be safe from sunburn. But remember that UV rays are one of the causes of skin aging. So to be safe, you might want to apply your sunscreen to keep you looking young. The pollen count will be high today and will remain high for the next couple of days. If you have allergies, you might definitely want to keep your allergy medication on hand. If possible, stay indoor and avoid outdoor activities where all that pollen is flying around. Well, that's our focus, and back to you at the news desk.
Thanks, Bonna. When we come back, we'll get the latest results from the Wildcats Invitational Baseball Tournament, so stay with us.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally. I did. Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands?
My son has lots of dolls.
But did you know terry cloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know that strollers have the right of way on the sidewalk?
Yes.
Yep, I did. Did you guys
Did you know that kids who eat breakfast have higher GPAs?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. That's actually what I was going to say.
Did you know babies should never touch silver? It's really bad for them.
I knew that.
Did you guys know that statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat at the right age and size. Visit safercar.gov/the right seat to make sure your child is protected.
I'm putting that on my blog.
I just put it in mine.
Welcome back.
The weather did not cooperate so well with the Wildcat Invitational last week, so we're going to take a look with sports anchor Joshua Harrell to see what happened. Josh?
Thanks, guys. Today in local sports, the Wildcats baseball team, after a few postponed games Friday due to the awful weather, came out of the Wildcat Invitational 3-0. This is a great start to what could be a great year in the Wildcat baseball. But the season is long and the 3 wins were hard-fought, coming back from early deficits and taking leads in each game until well after the 7th inning. Coach Schumann of the Wildcats was quoted as saying, "Our guys are young and they're just finding ways to win, and I can't complain." Lowndes also did well at the Wildcat Invitational, finishing the tournament with 2 wins and 1 loss. The Wildcat softball team came home with a win and a loss from the doubleheader against West Florida. The Lady Blazers lost 6-2 and then won 10-6. In the first game, the Argonauts put together an incredible rally in the 3rd inning to keep the Blazers from mounting a comeback. The Argonauts also put 3 more runs on the board during the 4th and 5th innings. The second game, fortunately, was a different story. The Blazers took the lead in the 1st inning and never looked back, keeping West Florida to a score of 10-2. In the last inning, the Argonauts started what looked like could be an amazing comeback, but ultimately fell short. VSU baseball didn't fare nearly as well against West Florida, dropping both games. Argonauts had an impressive unanswered rallies late in both games to sweep the Blazers. The Blazers scored first in the 1st inning, but the Argonauts were also able to score in the 1st. The Argonauts were then able to score twice in the 2nd and 3rd, then not giving up the lead the rest of the game. The second game finished up with more of the same, resulting in the same outcome. The Blazers moved to a record of 10-2 with a Gulf Conference record of 3-2. VSU Lady Blazers busted a 5-game losing streak this weekend by edging out Shorter with a score of 46-41 in the last home game of the season. The win takes their Gulf South Conference record to 6-12 with an overall record of 11-3. April Thomas had a really big game, scoring 13 points in the last few minutes, giving the Lady Blazers just what they need to edge out Shorter. On the men's side, Valdosta State also had a close call with Shorter as well, resulting in a score of 83-74. The Blazers moved to a record of 15-9 overall with a GSC record of 9-9. Blake Justice finished the game with a high 23 points, which helped edge out the Hawks, but it really was a team affair that helped the Blazers win, with 5 men hitting double-digit points in the game. That's it for sports. Now let's go back to the news desk.
Thanks, Josh. And when we come back, we're going to learn about a gift that students can really appreciate.
So don't go away. We'll be right back.
When every moment matters and a hand reaches out, when someone gives blood and a life is saved, that moment when heartbreak turns to hope, you're there through the American Red Cross. Every day, the Red Cross responds to nearly 200 neighborhood emergencies, and your support makes it possible. Use this moment to join us today. Visit redcross.org.
So, I got this new family.
And I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Welcome back to News Valdosta.
What do college students want most from their school? Wiregrass Technical College has kept a list and then made good use of it. The Deloach Trust Fund and Southwest Georgia Bank have given the Wiregrass Technical College Foundation almost $7,500. These funds will be invested in a program to loan books to students at the college and also be used to provide books for duly enrolled high school students. Foundation Executive Director Dr. Penelope Schmidt said, books are the most frequently requested items that students seek through the foundation.
Before we get away, we want to take note that 5 Valdosta High School students have qualified to win the Advanced Placement Scholar with Honor Award. The students earned this distinction by scoring a grade point of at least 3.25 on all the AP exams they've taken. Advanced placement exams offer students college credit for advanced courses they take in high school. The 5 students include Aiden Anderson, Kaylee Buckham, Logan Chapwe, Audrey Hilton, and John Liu.
And closing out here for News Valdosta, I'm Zach Saxon.
And I'm Taylor Williams. Join us again tomorrow.